back to Twice Upon a Time. This time, Roger and I watched Season 7, Episode 8, Pretty in Blue. As always, we'll start off with a synopsis. There's a lot going on here.
A lot.
So sorry in advance. In the other realm, Alice tracks down her father, Hook, but despite the cure she sought, his heart is still poisoned. Ella tracks down Alice in Wonderland and learns that her own mother went to Wonderland to protect her and her father from their poisoned hearts. Drizella, the one who tricked Alice about the cure, reveals her plan to poison Henry's heart. Alice dispatches Drizella, Ella and Henry kiss, and they return to the camp meeting Henry's friend Jack. In Hyperion Heights, Jacinda reaches out to Nick, a lawyer, and Lucy's father, and also Jack, for help to get Lucy out of the system. She and Henry continue to struggle with their feelings, but Jacinda gets Lucy back when she reveals that she gave her up to Victoria voluntarily. Meanwhile, Ronnie seeks help from Weaver, who continues to pretend to not be awake, and when that doesn't work, leaves for San Francisco with Henry to find other help. Ivy and Gothel continue to work on plans to wake Anastasia, but discover that her body is missing. Roger, what do you think of this episode?
This felt like a very classic, I like everything in the episode except our main protagonist.
Yeah, I didn't love that this was a Jacinda Ella-focused episode.
Same.
I also, wow, Poison Heart, like, kind of new concept, and everyone has one now.
That's... They ran that a little bit aggressively in this. And, like, I think it's totally fine with the Hook and Alice thing. I don't know that I need it two or three other times. Like, that's a bit much. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is that, like, the A-plot is Jacinda Ella. Every other plot I was interested in.
Yeah, same.
But Jacinda Ella took up 50% of the time. So... I wanted to like this episode in spite of itself, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
there's good parts.
I'm like really excited about the next steps here, but I didn't particularly enjoy watching this episode for a lot of reasons.
Oh, those two reasons, Jacinda and Ella?
Yeah. And also Henry a little bit. I mean, I guess it's just because it was his plot was her plot, but
well, and also because they had so many like we talked about this, tighter episodes are more entertaining. This had like 4 separate threads that was trying to weave together. It felt like a 24 episode, but like it was just so many of them, and you're like, well, none of them got enough time.
Well, and
except for the main one, which I didn't want to see.
And this is an interesting, like you and I have talked about how we're not 100% sure if this season will follow the half-season approach or not.
Yeah.
So, episode 8 is theoretically, like, leading up to the end of a half-season, if that's where we're getting.
Because it'd be, like, about 11 would be the middle.
Yeah, 11, 12. Yeah. So, it's kind of hard to say, but it does make sense that they would be trying... They like, plant a lot of mysteries here, or, like... future plot lines that if they're going to try to wrap up in a half season, they're going to have to move quick.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. I'm going back and looking right now. So if we look at like episode 8 from the first season, that was Desperate Souls. Which obviously was great for Rumpel's backstory. Yeah. But they weren't like this makes me think they probably are trying to go full season.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't like, you know, if you go to season 3, at this point, we were really rapidly accelerating to our climax. Yeah. Whereas this feels like we are still building a whole lot of things.
Yeah. Season 3, episode 8 is Think Lovely Thoughts.
I didn't know that offhand, but I couldn't have been more correct. Like, Think Lovely Thoughts was, oh shit, it's go time, as opposed to, like, Desperate Souls is a backstory, slow building, all those things.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot happening here, but it feels like they asked more questions than they answered in this episode, which is fine. I'm not upset about that.
Yeah.
But they asked a lot of questions.
So I'm going to say this: there was one scene with Sabine and Henry, and I went, "That should be our couple."
I wrote, and has such better chemistry with Henry when referring to Sabine.
Like the way that her face lights up when he lights the truck up, and you're like, "Oh." Like, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. I don't really see it with Henry Ella, Henry Jacinda. Like, it feels forced, and they keep going for it. I'm just like, it gives me the same Hook Emma vibes from season 2. I'm just like, there's nothing there.
The way that they, like, keep almost kissing and then they, like, awkwardly don't, I feel like they're trying to be like, it's so awkward because they're, like, so in love and they're not kissing. And I'm like, oh, I think it's just awkward.
I think it's just awkward. It's also, like, for that to work, you have to both be pretty fucking charming.
Yeah.
Snow and Charming can pull that
yes.
off. Robin and Regina. And, like, I feel like there's a flirting style that works. You know, if Robin and Regina were flirting like Snow and Charming, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? But, like, they didn't. They had their own kind of vibe. Snow and Charming are the classic, you know, star-crossed lovers, blah, blah, blah. They just feel like, I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, a few thoughts about that. One, you're 100% right about Regina and Robin. Like, remember that scene?
The alcohol?
Where they go to find Glinda and, like, Charming picks Snow a flower and Regina is like, oh my god, you guys are, like, fucking disgusting. And it's just like, yeah, if somebody tried to do that with Regina, she'd be like, get the fuck out of here with that.
But I like that, though, right?
Oh,
Because
me too!
That's like, Regina, like, Snow is the person who wants to stop and smell the roses, and Regina's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and, like, they get, the writers, like, got that.
Yeah.
And I feel like Henry, I mean, part of the problem, I think, and I obviously like Henry more than Jacinda, but I think that they, like, struggle to give them personality traits, really, even as individual people, and especially as a couple.
Part of the problem, too, is that, like, because we know young Henry, we can infer a lot about old Henry based on what we learned over 6 seasons. Jacinda is, like, not that. And she's very bland, and all of her personality types are, like, bad stereotypes. She made poor decisions, she had a drunken one-night stand, she has a bad temper. There's nothing, like, deep about her character that we've learned, so you can be like, or even they try to do this, like, parental backstory in this episode, and you're like, I don't know your parents. Yeah,
I know. I was just like, oh, what? This is completely random. I've watched this show how many times did I say? And, like, 7. I don't remember this at all.
Nope. Well, and also, we don't know the Cinderella parents in the story. Mm-hmm. It's not like we have that knowledge. We don't meet them the way we meet Charming's mother, Snow's father. So I'm supposed to just, like, have this, like, deep connection to people I literally have never heard of before.
I also... This part, I had more questions than answers, and some of them were annoying, because I was like, oh, okay, I understand that, like, Alice and Hook have poisoned hearts. That makes sense to me. It's a very compelling story. They're, like, separated. Okay, so apparently Ella's father, who was actually her stepfather, which also felt like an added detail that just made even more confusing stuff.
Because I thought Tremaine is her stepmother.
She is. Well, we have to imagine that after Ella's real mother went to Wonderland and never came back, her father, who is actually her stepfather, so we don't actually know who her real father is. But I appreciate the, like, he felt like the found family element of that. Like, he felt like a real father to me. But it's just, there's already enough, it's already complicated enough. Like, we don't need to be doing this.
Essentially, Tremaine and her father were both step-parents. Like, she's, I guess, virtually adopted at that point.
Yes, but I assume that after her mother left, her stepfather married Lady Tremaine.
Lady Tremaine, yeah.
Anyway, so that is, like, confusing and weird. But is Ella's heart also poisoned? Like, her mother left to protect them, but she really had to leave her child also? Like, that doesn't seem right. Couldn't she and the father have lived separately and, like, shared custody of Ella? Like, it just doesn't... I don't get it. I think they just forgot.
Well, according to this show, it's okay for a mom to leave her kid.
Apparently. The other thing that bothered me about... I can't remember how this connected to what I was originally going to say, but I appreciate the callbacks, like, when they're caught in the net, but it feels so flat, because it's like, this is not...
I think it would have... I think the problem with it isn't what they tried to do, it's who they tried to do it with. I think if this is Henry and Sabine / Tiana in the net, we're liking it.
Yeah.
Because I think both of them have better chemistry. Also, the problem, too, is that, like, if you think of, like, if Henry is our Prince Charming, he does a fine David Nolan impression.
Yeah.
if Jacinda is our Snow White, she does a horrible Snow White impression. That part of the equation simply just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Because, like, Snow was, like, this hardened, kind of broken, I've given up on love type woman. So, like, the stupid, goofy antics they got into fit. Mm-hmm. This doesn't fit that.
Well, and we still don't really know what Tremaine and Jacinda's deal is. And this episode didn't make me have more questions about that.
No, it actually almost doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
It is starting to become clear to me they've got one too many characters involved.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, now, like, right now, Henry is both playing Charming and a little bit of Emma. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't need both. And then you've got Sabine kind of being the Emma to Jacinda's Snow. Mm-hmm. But, like, it doesn't really line up cleanly, but they're trying to read, like, the big kiss in the flashback reminded me of the Snow and Charming kiss in season 1 outside when Regina catches them. Like, they keep trying to do the callbacks, but it's like, this isn't, the pieces don't fit. This is the kid who's trying to jam the triangle into the circle, and you're like, that's not where that goes.
Yeah. I agree.
And I don't know, I tend to think that because we already did the kid's story earlier, we didn't need Lucy at all. Like, I think I would just be fine with an adult story now. Like, we can move past that. We've done enough kid stories. Lucy's acting is still terrible.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Although Lucy's really going through it in this episode, and I feel really bad about that.
But she's actually fine with Henry. The Nick stuff, I have to admit, that was a twist because I was definitely expecting a more insidious character from Nick. But apparently he's just Henry's friend who's a good guy who's Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. A man in this realm, not Jacqueline, who we met season 2. But so he really is the Catherine Nolan.
Well, and it makes me wonder why, like, from curse logic.
Yeah.
Why did they make Nick Lucy's father in the curse?
So
like, what is it?
I mean, Catherine Nolan was Abigail, who was married, quote unquote, to Charming, so that made sense cleanly of why they played House in the future.
Yeah.
Did Nick and Lucinda hook up in the past?
I don't know. That's a good question. You mean Jack? Do you mean Jack and?
I can't do with the dual names. I mean Jack and Ella.
Yes. Jacinda did look really good in that dress, though.
The modern day dress.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she looked quite nice.
She's very thin.
Still think Sabine would have looked a lot better.
Definitely.
Well, and also, so I think that's the thing that I'm noticing is that, like, Jacinda has very much and I complained about this with Emma, she defaults to, like, pouty, whiny face. Whereas, like, I feel like when Snow wants to convey sadness, you can just feel it. When Regina conveys sadness, you feel it. When Jacinda conveys sadness, I'm like, you have to poop.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I was also trying to... Okay, so something I really liked about season 1, or, like, the general, like, curse selves of them, was that often their curse was to be someone that is very different from who they are, and, like, actually would feel like a punishment.
Like an inversion of what their true character is.
Yeah. And, like, Jacinda's curse being that she didn't fight for Lucy is really rough.
Absolutely.
But I don't see a parallel. And I guess have we ever seen Lucy and Ella interact in the other realm? Because there isn't I've never seen Jacinda be the person that, like, fights for someone. I guess she, like, tries to murder the prince because he killed her father or whatever.
But that's more of a Regina revenge story.
I don't see how that is, like, the opposite of the real Ella.
Yeah, because previously we would see that, like, Snow White is the type of person who will fight for what is right and is going to stand up to Regina. So then when Mary Margaret is weak-willed and afraid of her and timid, you're like, it is a curse that Snow White is trapped as that person. We don't know enough about Ella other than, like, she can ride a motorcycle randomly out of nowhere. Like, all of her stuff has been superficial.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point, because it's more than just the curse separated Snow and Charming. Yeah. It's that they were cursed to be people that they would not have liked.
Yeah, like David Nolan was a bit of a duplicitous cheater. Charming would never do any of those things, and it was disgusting to him that he did those things as David Nolan. Though what's funny is some of the cursed selves weren't like that. Like, Dr. Whale's cursed self was very similar to who he was.
Yeah, I always wonder if... Well, I mean, we've always had questions about, like, how much does the curse, the person that casts the curse, create specific scenario. Like, I surely believe that she thought in great depth about what was happening to Snow and Charming, but maybe she didn't think as hard about what was happening to other people, and they were just given lives that were similar.
Like she said, I brought everyone over who I wanted to bring.
Yeah.
So she specifically wanted to torment Whale because he had lied to her, so she was pissed at him. At the very least, I believe Regina intentionally would have punished him as well. And I don't know, now that I think about it, Whale was a bit of like a slime ball, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think Frankenstein actually was that, because he was solely dedicated to waking his brother.
Yeah.
So maybe that was his curse, is to be a slime ball.
Yeah.
Buy me 2 drinks. Yeah, and I guess they answer this question, but like, okay, so Jacinda, the big twist, which Emma gives up Henry intentionally, right? So this is playing off of that. She's going to jail, she can't raise a kid. Jacinda is doing the same thing of like, I don't know why she apparently believes that Victoria would be able to just straight take her from her. There's something else they haven't told us. But so she gives her up voluntarily, and she's like ashamed of this. But she gave her up to her grandmother. Like, it wasn't like she gave her up to the system.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad as they're trying to... Like, I understood, like, Henry being frustrated that you abandoned me. That made more sense to me. This was, I couldn't take care of you, so I let your grandmother take care of you. Doesn't feel as, like... And I was still in your life. Like, what?
It also, like, it's really unclear when this happened. Like, how...
The timeline isn't good. Yeah.
But, like, how long has Victoria had custody of Lucy?
Lucy's 10?
But it seems like Lucy and Jacinda was like trying to make it work with Lucy for a while. And I also fully recognize, this came up a few times when we were talking during the show, all of this might like not be real at all because it's like their curse memories, but like that doesn't really matter because it's what they think is happening. But like, is this recent? Has Lucy only been with Victoria for like 2 years? And like, what did Jacinda do? And it is very like Victoria to like be slimy and convince Jacinda that like, you really can't keep it together, and like they're gonna take Lucy, and if you give me Lucy, you can still see her, and like I'll take care of her, and it'll be fine.
Which is like, okay, that's not that bad.
Well, and like why? Why did Victoria want Lucy? Like, I don't get it.
That's the thing that because now that we know Ivy is like the mastermind, I don't understand. Like, we haven't explained what it is that Victoria wants from Jacinda's suffering.
And I guess maybe from Ivy's perspective, she just wanted to separate Lucy and Jacinda because like she wanted Jacinda to suffer. But I don't know. But I don't understand how I just don't get it.
They also haven't explained why Ivy has such animosity towards Jacinda.
Right. So, I mean, Ivy kind of has animosity towards everyone, but she has
But towards... they explained very well why at Victoria.
Of course.
That makes sense to me. Like, you were going to kill me to wake up your favorite sister. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Don't exactly know where Ella fits into this piece. In fact... That's one of the reasons I think Ella shouldn't even be in this season. She just doesn't fit anymore. The story makes more sense if it's Victoria and Ivy.
Well, and we got some new information that the reason that Ivy wants to wake up Anastasia is because Anastasia has magic, and Ivy thinks that magic belongs to her.
So Victoria took her magic and put it in Anastasia? Used her magic to keep her frozen?
Maybe? Unclear if that's the case, or if just Anastasia... has magic, and Ivy wants to steal it.
No, she made it very clear that that's mine. I mean... I get what you're thinking, like, she's just like, I want all of the magic, but, like, she doesn't seem like she seems like she specifically wants that magic.
Yeah.
Not just magic. Like, Rumple wants magic. Whether it's his or not, he just wants the ability to do it. Like, Ivy doesn't seem like she wants power. She wants a specific thing from a specific person that feels she is owed.
Yeah. I don't know. That was like kind of an interesting piece. And now Gothel is having trouble with her magic again.
Well, that makes sense in that like she never had a lot.
Yeah.
And this is a land without magic.
Well, I also feel like I mean, still, again, don't know that much about her magic. Seems very nature-based.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing it inside of this room? Like, go outside.
Like, hey, those of you who don't know Seattle. Seattle has a reputation, and it's known for a couple things. 1, rain. 2, coffee. 3, grunge music. 4, greenage everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're at my house. I am looking into the backyard. You know what I see? Nature.
Yeah.
There is not a short... This isn't California in the desert here. If nature is the trigger here, just walk.
It's fun. It never rains. It's never raining here. They really did hit on the grunge hard, though. They hit it hard today.
They really did. We got a Nirvana reference, in fact. We got a keyhole shoulder flannel shirt from Ronnie.
I did also think it was cute. The restaurant that Nick and Jacinda go to is called the Walrus and Company, which is like an Alice in Wonderland reference.
I thought it was an Oliver and Company reference.
No. The Walrus and the Carpenter.
Sure.
I don't know why it's not called that, but Seattle has a restaurant called the Walrus and the Carpenter that looks similar.
Ballard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has a very similar vibe to it. Yeah, the other thing that's like, so Nick is interesting because they set Nick up to be this like duplicitous character, but apparently he's not.
I mean, I'll get more into it when we talk about Most Ridiculous Moment, but like everything about Nick and the custody situation just is like, did you even research how custody works? Like, what the fuck?
Also, where was Nick in this whole discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I wonder...
Did he also sign his parental rights away to Victoria?
Maybe. Or maybe he was never on the birth certificate?
Well, she does. They did mention... So the other thing, too, is that they talk about... They call it a one-night stand. Like, member said, like, it's your drunk... But, like, Victoria, or Nick and Jacinda were together.
Yeah,
so this doesn't even track.
It seems... what I inferred, but they, again, were not clear, completely agree, is that they had she, like, met him at a bar where he was performing music or something. They had a one-night stand. She got pregnant, and then they were like, let's try to do this. And then Jacinda broke up with him because neither of them were ready to be parents. He went his own way. She tried to raise Lucy on her own, and then she, like, gave her up to Victoria at some point. That is the timeline I have made in my brain.
Your headcanon?
Yes.
Even the implication of that Victoria makes was that, like, you met a guy and saw him one time.
Yeah.
That is not what happened here. Now, Victoria could just be lying, of course, but, like...
I think that what she's implying, at least in my headcanon, is... This is some guy that you weren't even dating.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't serious. Like, you weren't trying to have a baby. You weren't in a serious place. Mm-hmm. And even if they started dating after that, it's not... It's still, like, the implication is, like, you're a dirty whore because you just, like, slept with some dude and got pregnant.
Let's say irresponsible.
I was speaking as Victoria. I don't give a shit if Jacinda has a baby from a one-night stand.
I don't think Victoria would use dirty whore because that language is beneath her.
You're right.
That's like eating carbs. That's for low class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we finished the A-plot.
I'm done with the A-plot.
Well, at least
Yeah.
We didn't talk as much about the part in Wonderland / the Other Realm.
We can come back to that when we...
Alice.
Yeah. Let's just go to Alice and Hook.
Okay.
We have seen some violent rejections before. This makes me think of, remember when Pregnant Snow and Charming go to that tree and they try to put their hand on it and that shit just sent Pregnant Snow flying? You're like, that seemed unnecessary. Like, we could have just said no. And it was like a violent pulse. Hook gets his ass thrown. Also,
and then it turns all green and scary.
Why did Alice is not poisoned then?
I also thought that was interesting.
She had no ill effects.
But she does have the scar.
She has the mark, but she had no violent reaction. Mm-hmm. Like, the curse is specifically to Hook.
Yeah.
So,
but only for being close to her.
Only being close to her. But, like, they could just, like, because he's circling, so he knows what's going on.
And he's, like, pretty close to her before something happens. I was wondering, like, out loud, is it, like...
It could just be worse, though.
Over time, would that, like, weaken his heart if he stayed that close to her?
Or, like, think like Kryptonite and Superman. So, like, you know, the closer he gets, the worse it is. So, like, you can be a distance, but it's still making you not feel good. And if you get real close, it's going to fuck you up. I wrote Poison House, and I don't know why I did
Poison House?
that. Yep, Poison House.
Instead of Poison Heart. I was like, what Poison House?
That's a great quote. What is a Poison House? So this I actually really enjoyed. Like, this felt so much more meaningful. Like, Hook has finally reunited with his daughter, but of course, in typical Once Upon a Time fashion, oh, just kidding, you actually can't be with her. Yeah. And he looks sickly. Like Regina's like, oh, we'll take care of this, but she looks terrible.
Yeah. I don't think she knows what to do. I mean, she clearly can't break the curse, but she made him better, I guess. Or he's not dying.
I think she solved the, imminent problem, but they haven't solved the long-term issue. And then Alice goes to run, of course, one of our random portals that now just exist.
Yeah.
They just randomly exist.
Pop up.
He also says, how did you get out of the tower?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too, and I feel like what happened, well, she was stuck in the tower, and we still don't know how she got out.
I wonder if that was she was tricked into going, you can leave the tower, but it will curse your father.
No. Oh. Yeah, I guess we don't know how they were cursed, do we?
We don't.
So, and it seems unlikely to me based on the last episode that he left her. Yeah. Other than I guess he does tell Emma and other Hook that he's trying. He tried for a long time to find a way to fix it.
Yeah.
And he knew he couldn't fix it from inside the tower.
Yeah. So it does make sense that he would leave her and be like, I will come back for you.
Yeah. And he seemed really surprised when when Regina told him that the tower had been destroyed. Like, he was worried about her.
He thought she was dead at that point, yeah. And so maybe when she left, the tower crumbled, and the tower crumbling activated.
Well, and I guess also not knowing when or how their hearts were poisoned, I guess at some point he couldn't go back for her because they couldn't be together.
They couldn't be that close. Also, quick side note. Ivy, Drizella, tells Gothel, oh, do you miss your one-night stand? And I'm like...
Sick. It's sick.
The only thing I will say is that the way that they are treating this almost makes me think we're not supposed to view it that way. Because there's no way you would joke about that. Like, that is a joking manner. Like, that seems like this is not how we read it.
Or we're meant to, which I think we are definitely meant to think that Ivy is a bad person.
Yeah, but there's no other instance of them ever, when Regina talks about it, she says you vile in a vile way. I guess Zelina makes that joke too, once you go green, you never go back. But that's an interesting joke to be making.
It for sure is.
And how would she know that?
I don't know.
I know women talk about everything, but that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. If the person that Gothel punished is Victoria, then that might make sense why Ivy and her have been having these conversations.
I guess that's true.
Since they have a common enemy.
Yeah, they have a common enemy.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I think the Wonderland piece could have been fine without Jacinda.
Uh-huh.
I think Henry and Alice would have been perfect.
Or at least without this, separate subplot about Jacinda's parents having poisoned hearts. Jesus.
Added nothing of value to the story.
Yeah.
But I think Alice and Henry would have been fine. That's really all I needed to see there.
I agree.
It was nice to see Wonderland. It looks kind of... when we've seen Wonderland in the past, when we've gone... Because Cora was the Queen of Hearts. It looked very vibrant, very upbeat, more of the Alice in Wonderland that we know from the traditional story. This Wonderland looked kind of bombed out.
Yeah, it did. Empty and sad.
Empty
where
and
is
sad.
Everyone?
Well, and the plants looked kind of like they're dying. The tea party looked abandoned. Yeah, where is everyone?
Well, and we wondered, is this the same Wonderland?
Which maybe it's not.
Because we'd never met Alice, any Alice in Wonderland before.
But we did know, what's his name? The knave.
Yep. Will.
Yeah, Will.
Scarlet.
Will Scarlet's from Robin Hood.
He is.
He's both the knave and Will Scarlet from Robin.
In real story, he has nothing to do with House of Wonderland.
In this show, he's crossed. Yeah, so if he were around, he would know the other Alice and this Alice.
I guess.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Did we really need to just do a separate realm?
That it doesn't have a name. It really drives me nuts that it doesn't have a name.
If you take away 2 or 3 characters, all of these characters could have just been the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah.
The only ones that are crossover are Tremaine, who may not be Tremaine, in fact, and Alice. Or not Alice, Jacinda.
I was thinking of
And
this
Jack.
this morning. I mean, obviously she was Gothel, but the Rapunzel, the woman with the hair that Hook sleeps with, there's a Rapunzel in season 6 of Once Upon a Time.
When?
Charming, season 5. In Camelot, Charming is like worried about having a baby, and he wanders off looking for some mushrooms that will make him
You
sleep.
talking about the tower?
Yeah.
This is from like season 3.
No, it's not.
It's during. I'm pretty sure it's during the Oz storyline.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
Is that Rapunzel, the black girl?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, her hair. It's the whole story.
Yeah.
You're right. It's 3B. It's Zelina. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's when he has to find his courage.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
he's worried about being a father because
Yeah.
she's pregnant with
But
him.
yeah, that's Rapunzel.
I completely forgot about her being Rapunzel.
I mean, it was only in one episode, and that was like a good use because the episode was about Charming. Like they didn't like make it about this other person, so we like didn't learn very much about her. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
I also, so going back to Hook and Alice, I loved in Hyperion Heights.
The Heights.
The Heights. Ronnie trying to like be a friend to Rogers about Tilly and like trying to get him to forgive her because she knows that they're but she like can't say anything, so she like tries to be really nice, which I just really
And
liked.
it's funny, he is so pissed at her like
Yeah.
a disappointed dad. Like, it is funny how mad he is at her without knowing that that's his kid. He has all of the same things like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And it's like, he just can't believe that she would do something like that. And Regina's completely right. Like, well, I mean, Weaver was the only person that maybe cared about her.
Yeah.
Of course he was able to manipulate. And it's also funny because, like, that's a classic Rumple move, but, like, in this case, he was doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like, it is weird that, like, now Rumple is doing the things that we've always considered were evil, and usually he would work diagonal. Like, we would assume it was mostly evil, but, like, he didn't really gain anything from this. He was just trying to help. Mm-hmm. And it just didn't work. Or they don't understand why he did it. And he does warn Hook that, like, you think you fixed the problem, you've made it so much... They are building up Gotho as this, like, world-ending threat, and it's kind of weird. Like, why are they so terrified of her?
I did also think that was really funny. It completely made sense from the, like, Rumpelstiltskin side of it. But I was like, dude, could you imagine if, like, you're a detective and your new partner is just like, you totally fucked everything up and you don't even know it? I'm not going to tell you anything about it, though. Bye.
Why are you
like,
speaking
super helpful, man.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I think there is, I've said this many times, so I don't need to belabor the point, but Hook, as a man looking for a purpose that isn't just make the Savior love me, is infinitely more entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I love all of the Hook and Alice stuff, and, like, the conversation they have by the troll.
So cute.
Well, like, the conversation he has when he says, like, well, now what do I do?
Uh-huh.
It reminds me a lot of Charming when he says, like, I don't want to just be the man who was remembered for waking up a princess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to have a purpose in life. And I'm like, you have more character depth in that one scene than the other Hook really got for 6 years, which kind of sucks, but, like, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I don't know, something about, their eyes. You did point that out.
And Alice's eyes are so expressive, too.
I'm telling you, I swear she looks like Zelina. The way they talk, I know their accents aren't exactly the same, but, like, because Zelina has very stark eyes, too.
Yeah, she does.
Like,
she does.
She reminds me, if you told me this was Robin and not Alice, I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about with Hook and Henry?
No.
Okay. I guess we want to talk about, well, do we want to talk about Ivy?
Sure.
What?
Oh! Yeah.
What? So... What? So she does the really good, kind of almost sociopathic interview with Henry.
Yeah. She's... like this actress, man.
I like her.
I do too.
Yeah.
Like she's like, she's somehow portraying that she's lying, but being a good actress about it. as an actress. Like, I'm like, wow, you're really nailing that.
Because, like, it's the way she can flip so quickly.
Yeah.
She looks sad and genuine and crying, and then she hears Ronnie's voice, and you see the disgust wash over her face. And then I even laughed, like, when Ronnie says something, and she just, ugh. Like, just, I like the very expressive over the top, and she plays that well while still being subtle. What is she trying to do?
With Henry, like, why is she giving the interview?
Is she just really screwing over Victoria?
Yeah, I mean, I think it fits for sure that she's, like, trying to paint herself as a victim, to make it seem like even more that Victoria is terrible. Like, I think
she's not wrong. She actually is the victim of Victoria.
But I think she's trying to, like, feed the flames. Well, I mean, yes, Victoria, she is the victim to Victoria in the sense that, like, Victoria wanted to murder her to whatever. But, like, Ivy orchestrated all of this.
But she's not, like, I don't think she has to fake feeling victimized by Victoria.
Yes, agreed. But yeah, I think she's just trying to, like, make Victoria's life worse. Like, more fanning the flames to get her into jail for longer.
Like I said, I know you don't understand revenge, but you kind of got to understand why Ivy wants it. You kind of see it. The other thing is, okay, it's one thing to know that Ronnie is the evil queen, but she's not awake. It's another thing to know that the evil queen is awake, look her dead in the face, and go, well, maybe I'll see your son tonight so we can finish the interview. And I was like...
Yeah, gross.
I wouldn't even call that gross. I would just be like, well, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
Because as an adult, that sounded like, we're going to finish.
Well, and I'm glad that we've, like, spent some time with Drizella and Regina and, like, Ivy and Ronnie, because I think that Ivy so desperately wants a mother to love her, but she feels like Regina is patronizing, even though Regina is, like, actually trying to help her. I mean, Regina, or, like, not right this second, but, like, in
Ronnie
the past.
is patronizing. Regina is genuine.
And I also think that it's like she's, like, actively trying to, like, play on Regina being nice to her.
I also think she's doing a funny thing that, like, I don't think she has any interest in, like, sleeping with Henry.
No.
But I think that she knows that Regina is worried about that, and so she's intentionally leaning into it, making it look like she wants to, because she knows that would piss Regina off. Like, Henry, I don't think sees her like that. I don't even think she sees Henry like that. But the fact that Regina is afraid of it, and so she keeps doing little innuendo things, which is kind of like a funny troll move.
Well, and I also think it's very like Henry, like young Henry, old adult Henry, to see the, like, softer side of a person. And I mean, I think you're right that Ivy is a sociopath, but she has pain, and Henry can see it.
Yep. And I think she may genuinely view Henry as a friend.
Yeah.
Even despite the fact that she's doing all this messed up shit. I think Henry's probably one of the few people who's ever been nice to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she probably also gets off a little bit on, like she tried to poison his heart, like, in that scene.
She's
in Wonderland.
For sure. Yeah. Well, she did darken her heart. So.
Yeah.
And even the way that Ivy acts in the current day as opposed to the way Drizella acts in the past, like, she's much more dour in the past. Like, she's just very matter of fact.
It is also interesting that, and I suspect, Ivy thinks that she's smarter than everyone, and I'm not sure that that's true.
I mean, it wasn't in this episode.
It was?
I mean, yeah, she did trick them pretty easily. I don't know if she thinks she's smarter than everyone else. I think she does believe that she's willing to go further than everyone else.
Which is, I mean, maybe she doesn't know Regina that well, but...
if you only know the current Regina, that's a totally valid thought process. If you knew the real evil queen, which, like, I'm sure Regina doesn't particularly like talking about that time in her life, so, like, it's not unreasonable that people who weren't there don't know that about Regina, because would you advertise that? Probably not. And it's probably an awful thing for Regina to think about, but, like, you know, they talk about this, like, think about, like a reformed gang member, and you're like, oh, you're just a soft old man. It's like, buddy, if you knew who I was when I was younger. Like, but, like, I'm not going to tell you that because I don't want anyone to really, I don't want to think about that time in my life. I do think Ivy has classic villain arrogance, but she's not dumb. Like, she's like, I'm not going to villain monologue for you. Like, she's not stupid.
For sure.
I guess last thing, let's talk about that Regina Rumpel and then Regina Henry conversation at the end.
Before we talk about that,
Okay.
I want to talk about Eloise Gardner and Hook.
Okay, so Gothel.
Gothel, yeah. So she's apparently fine, even though she was held hostage for God knows how long, since she was a teenager to...
For as long as anyone can remember.
For as long as anyone can remember. Like, I'm really unclear on Gothel's age. Like, sometimes she looks 40 and sometimes she looks 25. Like, can't quite nail that down.
If she's working with Ivy, why was she put in captivity?
Great question. I think we'll get an... Maybe it was on purpose, so to trick Victoria, but I don't know why Gothel would have agreed to that.
That seems like an interesting move.
But if she also hates Victoria, maybe she was willing to put herself into a vulnerable position to be able to trick Victoria in the end.
Especially because she was already trapped before. Like, most people who've been trapped for a long period of time don't willingly go back into captivity.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think the cake was poisoned?
Yeah. I mean,
It looked like blood.
I don't think she was trying to kill him, but I think there was something in there.
Ronnie, that was like... I loved that. She just throws it in the garbage and he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, sugar's bad for you.
Which is funny because that's very much... well, no, she says all that sugar will kill you.
Yeah.
And then it cuts, and it does kind of look like blood.
Yeah.
There was something in there that she wanted him to eat.
Yeah, I wonder if it was... Maybe she was trying to wake him up.
I wonder if she was trying to wake him up.
But she was having trouble with the magic that she needed to... She was having trouble with magic in general.
Yeah.
And that was how she made the memory thing for Regina, so...
Well, that was Drizella who did that.
But Drizella went to
Gothel
Gothel to get that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, I thought that
No,
was...
that was quite funny.
Okay, so...
Also, on that note, the fucking balls of Gothel to walk in. Like, you just... There are things in this show that, like, I just can't imagine what this would look like if you flipped it.
It's true.
Like, could you imagine if the man in the scenario had taken advantage of the woman and walked in and just staring her in the face? We'd all be like, wow, kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rumpel and Regina.
This conversation, I expected and then did not expect the way it went. Like, I knew Regina was going to try to wake him up. She says Rumpelstiltskin. He does not react in a way that I thought maybe he would let down his guard. And he just, the whole time, just won't do anything to show that he's awake.
Yeah.
And she knows he's awake. He always is awake.
Yes. What does she say?
You're always awake.
Always awake with such disdain. Like, the way that she says it is like, God, it's so annoying.
But she didn't know he was awake in the first season, which is why I think she was so mad.
Is this the first time that we've heard the Guardian?
Yeah. No, I think Belle says...
Oh, they're looking... The Guardian... Okay.
Yeah, so...
We don't really know what it is, though.
But, yeah, all we know is that Belle told him to look for the Guardian, and then this is the first person to reference it here.
Because this is a feeling that I enjoy, where it's like, I am sure now... Like, I know him. He has changed. He does not have some kind of, like, super nefarious thing going on. But why won't he help her? Why won't he help her? But why won't he tell her she's awake? I want to know. I need to know these things.
It's also interesting that, like, I can also understand from Rumpel's point of view, the only thing they've ever teamed up for was one of the worst things they ever did. Mm-hmm. Probably might not want to go back down that road.
Well, and he also might know things that he thinks will be made worse if he helps her.
Could be.
I don't know.
Well, he also knows that Regina's compromised.
Yeah.
Like, the reality is that, like, he has a mission, and her mission is to save Henry. And much like he would do anything to save Neil, she will do anything to save Henry. And there's not a line she won't cross. I'm not entirely sure.
Although I also... He does not want anything bad to happen to Henry.
He doesn't. But put into a scenario in which she has to do something hideous or let Henry die, she will do something heinous.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that too.
I also think that he knows that Henry wouldn't want that.
Yeah, it's true. But this is almost like he might be saving Regina from herself.
Yeah. But I like
but I don't know.
In a good way. I'm so curious about what's going on there.
Sure, he's changed, but Rumpelstiltskin is Rumpelstiltskin at his core. There might be an element of selfishness to this.
Yeah.
Like this, I doubt he is truly altruistic.
And then you said you wanted to talk about the Henry conversation with Regina about the road trip.
Henry drunk as fuck is hilarious.
I love how she's just like, are you?
Well, the way they frame the camera is perfect because it's kind of wobbly, and then she kind of just like does a tilt. That's probably the first time she's ever seen Henry drunk because this is the little boy that she knows, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Are you drunk?" And she gives him like the mom kind of like, "What are you doing right now?" And it's like it's the middle of the day, so he's drunk at like noon. Mm-hmm. He's put down like 4 beers right there. Like it is kind of hilarious to see her just like what, and she's like mothering him without him knowing why.
For sure.
But oddly enough, like she's in an interesting spot because she has to keep Henry away from Jacinda, so that's like mission accomplished. But she's also very sad that it's causing him this amount of pain.
Yes,
like, she is stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
She really is.
But then she talks about San Francisco. Who do you think her ally in San Fran is? Who hates her that much?
Well, and it's also a question of whether they really hate each other or if the curse is what makes them hate each other.
Because if it's... Let's answer both those questions. If it's someone who really hates Regina, got a long list of people.
It's long.
Long list of people who might hate Regina. Like, who did Regina screw over more than anyone? I don't know. Could be Dr. Whale.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. I also am like very confused about like, was whoever this person is here and then Victoria made her leave, or was that just part of their curse memories and she was always cursed to be in San Francisco?
I bet she was always cursed to be outside of it. Also, you can just leave the town.
Yeah.
Which made more sense. So all the things we were worried about just don't exist.
If they can go to San Francisco, why can't they go to Storybrooke?
Well, so Seattle's in the top left corner. San Francisco's in California, and Storybrooke's way... So she doesn't say that she can't physically get to Storybrooke, but it's like they can't help us. It's almost like... And they say we don't want them to know we're here. So it's like she's worried about something about that. Maybe the point is that like they're not supposed to be back in the land without magic.
I guess.
That's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because for them to have been cursed here, they must have been brought back from the realm that we don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she does seem terrified to go back to Storybrooke. And San Francisco is a 27-hour drive or whatever. Like, it's not unreasonable. Very much we're going to Manhattan again.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything else before?
Some questions. 1. While I do appreciate that Ivy sees Henry as a friend, you know how you make sure that Jacinda doesn't get with him? You sleep with him.
This is a PG show.
It ain't that PG.
You're right.
It's like, it's a PG-13 show to my knowledge.
I also have a question. Is the bartender Remy a rat?
As in Ratatouille.
Yes. Is that the first time we've seen him, or was he also at the catering event earlier?
He may have been in the catering event, but I don't recall him.
I'm like...
You burst out laughing.
Partially because I watched the show like 7 times, and I've never noticed that before. Like, never thought about it before. I just assumed, because I think he he's not French, but I just like assumed that like maybe he like lived in New Orleans and knows Sabine, or I don't know.
Well, they've made enough references in Incredibles, Wreck-It Ralph. Like, this seems like the kind of thing that they would just run and be like, Ratatouille, haha.
Yeah.
Who cursed Ella's parents?
Good question. Whose Star Wars backpack was that?
I thought it was Henry's, but...
It was okay, not to be sexist.
It was a boy's backpack.
It was a girl's backpack.
Wasn't it red?
No. Well, interesting. I think, and we'd have to go back and check for sure. I think that it had the character Sabine from Star Wars Rebels on it, which meant boys and girls can like whatever they want and have whatever kind of backpacks they want. But we also can't pretend like backpacks are not coded for boys and girls. But I think that we're not going to be able to figure it out unless we check.
We just have to look at it.
But boys
have to play with Hot Wheels and girls have to play with Barbies.
It was a child's backpack.
It definitely was. I thought it was like young Henry's backpack. That's what it made me think.
But young Henry never went to Wonderland.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So that's a question that I have.
That's a great question, and I don't think. We'd have to look at it.
All right. Any other questions before we do lines?
Yeah. Why were remaking Jacinda giving up her kid to Victoria such a huge deal?
Especially because Lucy didn't care about it at all.
I know.
And they didn't do... okay, if we're going to do that, how did they not use the phrase, I was trying to give her best chance? Like, come on!
And that, to me, like, the story, like, Once Upon a Time kind of began as a story of abandonment. Like, you know, Rumpel was abandoned, Emma was abandoned, Henry was abandoned. If this is what you were going for, it doesn't really work as well because you were still in her life, and you also gave her to her grandmother. Like, that doesn't feel the same. Like, that makes more sense if Jack said that.
Yeah.
Or Nick said that because he left.
Yes.
Okay. I was giving you your best opportunity. That one, like, they made it feel like this, like, big, a shameful, deep, dark secret. And I was like, nah. Last question. And not that we have an answer to this, but, like, why is Rumpel keeping his cover so hard?
I don't know.
Because Rumpel always feels like someone who's more than willing to tell you, yeah, I'm up to something. You can't do anything about it. So, like, Rumpel almost seems a little scared for him to be very, like, he's playing it too close to the vest.
He does seem scared of Gothel, and I don't get it.
I know. Like, almost, it reminds me of how, like, when Cora came to town, and he was like, fuck.
Well, and again, not helpful to drop hints about how terrible someone is, and then tell them nothing about it or offer to help them. It's not helpful.
Valid point. I've got one line, and then one, not a line, but it'll make sense in context.
I have 4?
Ooh.
Well, 3. We already talked about the you're awake. With disdain.
You're always
awake.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, well, I tend not to trust people who drug me and tie me up. Just this is solid, Henry. Yeah.
What's funny is that I feel like that sounds like a good time to Hook.
It does.
Henry's mad about this, and Hook is like...
Although, I guess, based on what we said earlier, maybe not a good time after this. Maybe not a good time for this Hook.
Valid point. Like, this Hook maybe is like, that doesn't always end well.
Yeah. At least the tying up part might be fun, but not the drugging part.
Well, because he made a tying up joke to Emma
in
their flirting days, yeah.
Well, because she literally ties him to a tree.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he makes the joke like usually, you know, this ends better. Go ahead.
I may not have magic here, but I have a handy baseball bat that would get the job done just as well as a fireball.
That's what I have as my first line. I was like, that is such a, like, yeah, I will still fuck you up. Mm-hmm. But Ivy doesn't even seem worried.
No.
Which is weird because, like, that does, if Regina just beats her to a pulp, that's a problem.
It is.
And Regina will beat her to a pulp.
It is a problem.
Ivy's deep-ass eye roll. It's not a line, but
it felt like a line.
It did feel like a line.
I really liked when Drusilla called Ella her step wench. She's like, wow.
I like it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That and then the baseball bat was my other line.
Okay, I have 3 favorite moments.
2.
Rumpel and Regina's conversation, everything about it. And now I'm, like, really interested in what's going on with him. What is the Guardian? Who is it? What does it have to do with this?
You're always awake. She just was so angry.
So angry.
Regina telling Rogers, all that sugar will kill you. Chucking the cake.
That was good.
That's just funny.
Tilly and Rogers' conversation at the end at the troll. I just thought that was really sweet.
Regina telling Ivy I have a handy baseball bat that would do the job just fine.
Yeah. I also loved, especially because this is like a callback, we know that Henry loves Star Wars, but when Jack shows up, he literally is doing the Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, like, you scoundrel. It was great.
The classic, we can't stand each other. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
100%.
I also love that in this scenario, Henry is Lando. Which it's just interesting that he would place himself in that position.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That was all. I don't have my favorite moments.
Okay, ridiculous. I have, like, one that is a lot of things.
I have one concept, one specific thing.
Okay. Well, I said this earlier, but, like, everything about Nick, the foster system, and just in his parental rights. Like, okay, I don't, like, is Nick not on Lucy's birth certificate? Nick is Nick got his... I understand that he was in a band and lived in his mom's basement when they had the baby. He is now a lawyer, and Jacinda doesn't get child support from him? Like, I don't understand. Like, why is her financial situation so precarious? Like, he's a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
He also... He, like, wants to help. So they're, like, framing him as, like, this, like, moral, nice person that cares about Lucy and wants to help. But he didn't want to pay child support before because Jacinda didn't talk to him. But, like, that's not how that works.
Maybe she never... Don't you have to file for child support?
Yeah, but, like, why would she not file for child support? Especially if it's, like, you're gonna lose your kid. Or, like, what? Like, that's what Jacinda should be upset about.
She's cursed to make bad decisions.
And then he's talking about how he, like, wanted to have a job that made him proud of himself so that when he has another kid, like, they can be proud of him. And I was like, but you could, like, you don't even if you're not in her life, like, you could just do the right thing or, like, you know, follow the law.
All valid questions.
Thank you.
Hey, look, this show follows a lot of tropes. One trope they have never, ever done right has been a love triangle. They have sucked every time, other than the first one, because that shit was absurd.
You mean David, Catherine, and Snow?
Because
it's also not a real love triangle.
Well, it was a real love triangle. It was just like there was a murder involved, there was a coma involved, there were cursed memories involved. You had David and Snow cheating, or David and Mary cheating, but Snow and Charming are really together because Abigail... So it's like, it was so absurd that I was like, all right, well played.
I'm here for this.
Like, it was true classic soap opera. None of this shit makes sense. This is just like a normal, boring-ass love triangle.
Yeah. I get it.
Meh. I don't need this.
Yeah. What's your other thing?
Okay. Ivy is 105 pounds soaking wet. That coffin's cover was so heavy that two of them needed to move it off. I'm supposed to believe that Ivy, by herself, wheeled that heavy-ass coffin?
I mean, wheels create leverage.
Great. You still have to have a level of strength to move it.
Well, and the way that...
Does Ivy look strong to you?
Gothel is, like, really struggling to move the lid off of that, and Ivy just sort of pushes.
Like, Ivy is not yoked. Like,
yeah.
There's no... And she would have had to have put that onto the actual thing itself.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it was empty, so...
You know, a cement coffin is still heavy. The body is not the heavy part of that. Also, you're going to do all that work. I'm supposed to believe that you never bothered to check the coffin?
Yeah, that's...
Rumple, check the hand! What are you doing, man?
Check it. You check it.
I just... How'd you... Yeah.
All right. I had a really hard time with Loser and Winner, and I think it's because there are so many questions in this episode that, like, everybody's doing something, nothing resolves. Like, I don't know, it felt... And the difference between what happens in the flashback and what happens in the present day, it was, like, really hard. I don't know, maybe you didn't have a hard time.
Well, I have 5 names in my winners and losers, but 3 of them have question marks.
Okay, I have 3 names and 2 of them have question marks.
So we had similar. The question mark I have is Jacinda for a loser. Mostly because of the speech you gave to me at the end about the child support, and I was like,
that's really fair. I love it.
That's dumb as fuck. Like, you had a lawyer as the dad who easily had the money to pay, and you've been sitting here suffering? That's just stupid. Like,
because you're too embarrassed to call him? You also don't even have to call him. You just file paperwork, and they will call him.
But you could have just called him. It wasn't like, yeah, you broke up with him, but like, hey, your kid needs money. I'm about to get evicted. I need your help. Okay, I can fix that. I have plenty of money. I'm a fucking lawyer. And obviously he's doing well.
Yeah.
Like, I get if he was like a lawyer working in a single office, the struggle, but like, my man has got bank. So yeah, just end up throwing you on this list just because apparently he cursed you is a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Ivy has to be the loser in this episode. It just feels like everything she was planning to do didn't work.
That's true. Like, the coffin is empty.
She tries to poison Henry's heart. It didn't work.
Yeah,
like, she tricks him, but then she gets thrown through the magic mirror. Instead of just moving out of the way, she does the no!
So stupid.
So stupid. So those are my losers. Like that, and those feel a little bit easier to me. Your loser?
I have Henry as a question mark because
Yeah, that's a valid point.
obviously he doesn't get his heart poisoned.
Valid. Not dying.
So
not
that's
poison.
great. And he does hook up with Jacinda in the past, or in Ella, which seems like a thing that he wants.
Yep.
But in the present, things are not going so good for Henry. He's so sad. He's so sad he gets drunk in front of his mommy.
Doesn't know it's mommy.
But he gets to go on a road trip with his mommy.
Yeah. Doesn't know it's mommy.
Yeah.
So this is like almost like I used to say with the Rumple Bell thing. Like, do I count the loss because he got with Jacinda and that's bad? Or do I count the loss because he didn't get with Jacinda and that's what he wants but he didn't get it? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
He was that puppy dog look on his face. Like, he was so sad.
Also, he did fix the truck for them. Like, that was pretty awesome.
He did fix the truck for them. He made Sabine smile, but he doesn't care about that. Well, he doesn't not care about that, but he doesn't care about it as much as, yeah.
To quote Ross from Friends, Henry, I need you to do one thing. Pivot! Just pivot!
Pivot. Okay, is that all you have for
That's all my losers. The winners is going to be... I actually have questions on all three.
I have one that I think is solid. Lucy.
Ooh, I didn't think about her at all.
Which is not usually a thing that I would do,
Lucy
but and she was in a fucking foster home, and now she's not happy about this Nick situation. She's not into that.
Which doesn't seem that bad.
But she did, well, I think from her perspective, she's like, this is not my dad. Yeah. Like, she's already worried about trying to get people to believe this fairy tale thing. And then she's like, not only do I not know this dude, and that's, like, emotionally complicated, but also, like, this is not my dad.
Yeah. But, like, unless Nick is the evil king, this isn't like Henry trying to stop the evil queen.
Yeah.
This is just a nice lawyer who might be able to help your mom get some money.
But getting out of foster care is...
No, that's a win. I mean, she also went into foster care, so that feels like a loss. Also...
That happened in the last episode.
It did happen in the last episode. That's totally valid. Okay, who are your questions? Because I have two really hard questions.
I have one, which is a hard question. Regina?
Regina's my first question.
I think... I mean, I feel like she was a good friend to Hook in this episode, in both the flashback and today.
May have saved his life in the present.
I guess the conversation with Rumple, like, sort of feels like a loss, because she, like, didn't get what she wanted out of it, but she pivots in it. She's like, all right, fine, if he's not going to help me, I'm going to go find help somewhere else.
That's the thing, is, like, it feels like it should have been a loss, but she, like, refuses to lose here.
Yeah.
And also, like, the conversation with Ivy, I'm not sure how it feels like Regina asked questions here, so I wasn't really sure. And, like, the Henry thing, like, that's kind of my point with the Henry thing earlier. Like, she technically needs him to stay away from Jacinda, so win. But she feels shitty that he feels so bad, so lost. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel.
I guess I think the main motivator for me putting her on this list is she's doing something. Yeah. And I, like, knowing how much Regina hates not doing something, like, even if it's not all working, like, she's like, we're doing this.
You know what's funny? Because one of my big complaints about Regina, I think it's like season 2, where she just, like, stops doing shit. And I'm like, this is not the Regina you showed me. Yeah, this Regina is trying. And if something doesn't work, she pivots to plan B. Okay, so I have Regina on there. I'm going to take the question mark off her and say she wins this episode.
Great.
Question number 2. Look. Getting to reunite with your daughter feels like a win. Getting poisoned when you touch her feels like a loss.
Yeah. Well, and in Hyperion Heights, he reunites with her even though he doesn't know what that's happening. But it also does feel like a...
And he forgave her.
He overcame...
His disappointment, anger. Yeah, like, I feel like... But still getting tricked by Gothel. Mm-hmm. Like, he thinks... And he seems to be taking this woman into his, like, confidence. And it's like, she's not to be trusted, man. You know this more than anyone.
Is it sad that also when Regina pushed that cake in the garbage, my first thought was, there wasn't anything in that garbage can. I would 100% eat that cake. The parts that weren't touching the can. I am George Costanza.
I'd like to make a modification to my answers. I thought you were going to say there was no plastic bag in the wastebasket and how disgusting that was that she just threw a cake into.
That's also disgusting. They're gonna have to clean up that waste paper basket, and that's really annoying.
Really foul. Do not eat that cake, Chelsea. Okay, so what do we land on Hook?
I'm not going to write him down just so we don't always have the same people, but like I think that that's a fair
validity here.
I think it's fair.
Then my last one, Alice,
for the same reason.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If Hook wins, I feel like then Alice.
And she also she did get duped by Drizella, but then she unduped her. Yeah, sure.
And she also helped Jacinda get answers. Which what a weird oh yeah, I killed the Jabberwock, but your mom died.
Everyone died.
Everyone died but her.
Yeah.
What's a Jabberwock, by the way?
It's from an Alice in Wonderland poem.
Gotcha.
It's a mythical creature that is very scary.
Okay. Cool. Oh gosh, you know what? I don't. Just random tangent. You remember when Henry and Jacinda were doing like the sword fighting, and they were trying to play it, and I was just like, boy, any two actors and actresses with real chemistry, this scene would feel very adorable.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, imagine if that's Regina and Robin. Like, they would just be, and you're just like, it's just not there for me.
Well, you do not want to see a picture of a Jabberwocky.
Okay, fair enough. I trust you on this.
All right.
What's next time?
Next time is episode 9, One Little Tear. Don't remember what that's about.
One Little Tear. I've only ever seen this season once. I have no idea what this is. And I don't have, you know what? There's a way for us to see what the preview looks like.
Oh, that's true. And we do...
we gotta get some Victoria. And this might be a Victoria backstory.
I mean, I'm excited for the next episode because they planted so many questions that I need to know the answers to.
Lady Tremaine's surprising backstory is revealed.
Nice.
I mean, because
that's actually a helpful description.
Very helpful. It also makes sense because we didn't see her at all.
Yeah.
But she's the only character that doesn't show up in this, so this makes sense. This is hers.
Also, is that the girl that Gothel transformed into?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, please be sure to join us next time when we watch Season 7, Episode 9, One Little Tear.
We will see you next time.